Ooh, child. Let's see what we got going here, honey, because mother is trying to improve. Let's see, yes. Okay, so now it's picking me up. Okay, so we are mic'd up. All the things. See the microphone laying way over there. Okay, y'all. So listen, we are back at it again. Like I said, we're gonna put our best foot forward with this thing. We're gonna keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. It is not about perfection. It is about consistency right now. And with consistency, we will get better over time. So, hey, beauties. Hey, my babies. Hello, my loves. Because y'all have always been my loves. So I'm going to stick with that because I'm not going to be reaching and trying to come up with nothing. Hello, my loves. Hello. That is always my thing. Um, my name is Kim. This channel is Be Youthfully You. Here we talk all things uh, 50 and up. We talk about survival skills at this big age. We talk about just doing us. You know, we don't have any limits. We have no limits but the sky. I needed to clock in today. I needed to clock in because, and forgive me, I do have a piece of gum in my mouth. So if I suddenly start chewing, that's what it is because it's kind of a nerve thing, but it actually keeps me from eating. So that's kind of what it is for me. So just keep that information with you going forward. So if you see me come on here with gum in my mouth, it's keeping me from eating. But I wanted to kind of chime in today, clock in as I previously stated, because I kind of had a day, like right at the end of the day, and it was interesting. I had a couple of situations to kind of come at me that I did not understand, that had me a little perplexed, if you will. I did need to talk it out. I did. I needed to talk it out, and I did that. But what I come to understand behind both of those situations is this. The one thing that I know is that we're never above being tried, ever. We're never above being tried. And that's not so much as always by someone that you think you don't like or someone that you feel may, let's just say, even feel a way towards you. But sometimes it gets interesting. It gets interesting. There's interesting situations that seem to be happening. And I had just had pretty much a great day. I really had a great day. But like right at the end of the day, when I tell you it was like bam, bam, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold on, did I miss something? I'm trying to figure out, like, we need to get the plastic up off the floor because clearly these people just met me. They just met me. We are real new right now. Everything just was real new. And the one thing I don't like, if you want to piss me off with something, insult my intelligence. Insult my intelligence, insult my intelligence, insult my intelligence. I can deal with a lot of things, but insulting my intelligence, either acting like you don't know something that you know, but hey, let me just try it anyway, just to see if I can get away with it. Let me tell her something that I know is not true, but I'm going to see if I can play. I'm going to say play two in toward the middle, but let me play crazy enough. Like, I don't know that. Like, no, it's like you trying to do a Jedi mind trick on me. Now, I might be at a big age, but darling, do not think that I did not arrive here without any wisdom. I keep wisdom in my purse. I keep wisdom in my purse at all times. Okay, I take it with me. I sleep with it at night. I wake up with it in the morning. I take it with me through the day. So I'm never without wisdom. And I am a thinker. I am a Virgo, and I start thinking from the moment you start talking to me. I start analyzing what you're saying. I'm thinking because I need to be ready to formulate an answer for you when you finish making said statement. But today it was perplexing. I responded accordingly, of course, when the situations happen. But I just found it interesting. I found it very interesting. But it also brought to mind, because it's like it it was almost like it wanted to upset me, right? Like normally I would have seen a time that I would have gotten so upset. Like I would have got so upset behind it. And while I was a little, again, perplexed, I never felt myself get angry in my spirit. Like I did not go there. And like I said, when I tell you I pray a lot, I meditate on the word a lot, I listen to the word a lot. So like I try to like surround myself with as much positive energy as I possibly can. I am a person who loves to smile. I am a person who loves to motivate and inspire people. I try to lift people up all the time. So I'm literally that person. I am that person that wants to do what it is that I can do to try to make others happy. But don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. So what I realized is it's like, okay, like I said, none of us are above being tried. People will push you, they will press your buttons, they will push you to the limit. And even though I know that other people have things going on as well, what you do not have the opportunity to do is bring those things which you have going on over here into my life directly. Now, when we have a set plan in place, then that is the plan that we will continue to utilize. What we won't do is go over here like, oh, okay, well, I've decided that I want to do thus and so. So, hey, I'm just going to, act like I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm going to go do something different. And I know this kind of seems a little vague, but for those that can read between the lines, you reading between the lines. I know that I try to be a person that shows support to people. I try to be supportive. Like I go out of my way to try to be supportive, but I'm not finna keep, like I'm never one of those people that's gonna keep on. I'm not gonna keep jumping off the train with you because it's what you want to keep doing. I'm not gonna do that. You want to jump off the train? Cool. Them your knees, them your ankles. Have at it. But now when that tuck and roll don't work, one of them times that you jump off that train, I don't know what to tell you, baby. I don't know what to tell you. I can't be a part of no foolishness. I can't be a part of no foolishness. That's what I decided. So today was a day where literally God just told me, says, see how you just never know. But the thing is I had to pick and choose how I reacted to the situation. And what I didn't want to do is allow the situations to overtake me. Controlling my energy, being in control of my thoughts, being in control of my feelings, being in control of my emotions. I did need to get it out, but I did not allow it to just take me completely out the rest of the evening. I've seen times that something like this would have made me so upset. All I would have really wanted to do was go to bed. I have things to do. I got to talk to y'all. So I figured I would chime in and talk to the girls, honey, because when you know, and like I said, people will allow their lack of preparation to become your problem. People will allow their emergencies to dictate a priority on your behalf. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People has taught me, baby, don't let them do that. Let them deal with that. Let them deal with that. That theory of let them, honey, that's been going on a long time. It is not new, I promise you. Not even in the last 2 or 3 years, darling. It is a discovery. That's what it is. It's just a matter of discovery. You have to reach that point where you discover to let them. You find yourself all upset and stressing and pulling and trying to go back and forth and do this and do that. And well, I got to try to do this and I got to try to do that because I'm trying to accommodate people and I'm trying to do this and the things. I looked in the mirror and decided, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Don't you just hate when you get hiccups? I hate when I get that's the second time the dad done did that. And it's interesting because the last time I had him on the way home, and I was actually having that conversation about this very thing that I'm talking about now. And it gave me the hiccups. And usually once I start talking about my hiccups, they'll go away. So again, here we are. So that was that. I needed to just purge that from my soul, from my spirit. I don't like carrying that kind of energy. You know, I always tell people, I said, listen, I come from some hell raising women. I'm talking about, when I tell you, my grandmother could read you, baby, to reduction. Her and my mother. But when I tell you, I don't want to live that life. Now, that don't mean that I don't have that skill set. That don't mean that I don't have that skill set, because I keep a basket. So if you need to be gathered, I can get you right. But I don't want to have to do that. I just really don't. That's not my preference for how I want to live. And there are things I know, like I said, that they had to do. They really had to defend themselves when it came down to certain things. And, no shade, but my grandmother was 4'11" and my mama was 5 feet tall. So if you know, you know. But yeah, I just needed to kind of pop in and talk about that, because I found it funny, but I'm so thankful for the grace of God, and I'm so thankful for the peace that God gives me. I'm so thankful for the fact that I'm able to take a minute and sit with myself. And it actually kind of worked out, because my husband had something that he had to go do this evening. By the time I got home, because I ended up getting home late, later than I wanted to, let's say that I was able to see my puppy, rub him, do all of that, give him some love. And then I've kind of sat in here. I got me a bowl of frozen yogurt, put my walnuts on it, and just kind of sat with myself for a little while. And again, still, I didn't feel, there was not going to be any anger. I realized that I had the opportunity to control that. I did. And that is exactly what I did. I controlled my anger. I managed my anger. I managed it. I'm not going to let what somebody else got going on. Okay, well, that's going to have to wait. Okay, well, this is how we'll have to do this. Like, I'm not finna do it. I've taken, at this point, all the L's that I'm going to take for others. I've taken all of them. I've taken all of the L's that I'm going to take. On purpose. I've taken all of them. Any L's, any other L's will be just love, lessons, life, liberty, those types of things. Those are the only other L's that we give. And I don't have anything else to give. Like I said, one thing I know for certain, my baby is 28 years old. My children are all grown. 28, 37, 40. That's it for me. I don't have to, when it comes to anything and anybody else, I don't have to. I don't have the time, the patience, the bandwidth, the mental capacity to pet, pamper. I'm not fixing to, try to, especially after a certain time of the day. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I just don't want to. I don't want to. And it's kind of funny. I'm going to kind of segue into something else, but I kind of watch some of my millennial counterparts that want a certain life, right? They want a certain life. They want to be married, and they want to be in business for themselves, and they want children, and they want. But the struggle with just the place that they're in now, they're struggling. They're struggling bad. And you want to introduce other people into this space of struggling already? I don't know, friend. I don't know. 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 It's going to be interesting as time goes on. And I have, my son is, like I said, he's 28, and there are conversations that I have with him sometimes in reference to like life, and like now he's doing single dad and all of that. And I tell him, I said, baby, it's a whole lot to it. Being a parent, it's a whole lot to it. When I tell you a whole lot, I mean a whole lot. There's a whole lot. There are no promises, no guarantees to anything. Meaning that there's no promises to how this child is going to act. There's no promises to how you will react to something that your child may did as a result of their action. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. You get no guarantees, even with just going through carrying a baby. Carrying a baby from the time you get pregnant, from the time you give birth. You don't know. You don't know. So, not to get too far off into that, but I just needed to just vent. And I'm trying not to be all over the place, but I'm trying to clear the space so that I can prepare myself for my day tomorrow. But I'm okay. Like, really, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I feel that I've handled this well. And I really want to just continue to document this 50 up journey. Like I said, navigating your 50s. 50s does require navigation. Like, get your GPS ready, darling, because you're going to need to be putting in some directions. Where are you trying to go now? Today, I am trying to feel as comfortable as possible. What do I need to put on? And get some coordinates so that you can get to where you need to get to be for that day. Get to where you need to be for that day. We live and we learn, and we gonna live and we learn. You will never ever reach a point of being at the end of your journey until you are at the end of your journey. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep doing. We are going to keep, we're going to have some things that may not work out the way we want them to. We're going to have some things that are going to be like, okay, so that didn't go the way I saw it going. That's going to happen. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay. So when it doesn't go the way that you thought it was going to go, let's figure out which way it does need to go. And let's get back on track. And let's do that. Let's do that. How about that? But I'm good. I'm good. I guess still today was a good day overall. Thankful for the fact that I could come home to a peaceful and quiet home. I'm watching one of my new YouTubers I found today. Her name is, there goes Stacy. So I just text her. I not text her. I went to her comments today because I want to say Stacy's right up in there with me somewhere. So this one apparently was 7 months ago, honey, that I'm watching. But I've been enjoying her just on her journey. Just on her journey. And doing her thing, living. And that's what it's all about, living. I have more than enough to do, to think about, to concern myself with, because I want to worry as little as possible. Mother's not up for worrying, darling. I tell people this. I said, like I said, my children are all grown. I'm no longer in management. I am only in consultation. Like I am a contractor, right? Meaning that my children come to me. I'm not required to see about anybody every day. Nobody. I got to come home and rub my puppy. Now, if I don't do that, then it's going to be a problem. Other than that, I'm going to come home to my husband. That's it. My day is complete. My day is complete. Because he going to want to make sure that I'm here. He's generally here before I get home. The most exciting thing going on in here all the time like that is my puppy. Well, he's my baby. I mean, that's mama's baby. But he's 11, but he is the baby of the house, and he knows that. So once he get his treats and that's it, honey, we're done. We're done. But not to have any levels of misery. Like I've spent and lived enough of life, trying to learn and just to making the mistakes, and you fall down and you pick yourself back up, and then you think everything is, well, not think everything's going along smoothly, it seems, and all of that, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's something else happens, and it's the kids, and I've already done that. And it's so funny because it seemed like that was just yesterday. And now I have this second generation of the people that I have, my grandbabies. And I look at all of them, look at my grandbabies, and I see the traits of their parents in them. And that's the most I want to worry about. That's the most I want to worry about. Yep, that's what I decided. Looked in the mirror, consulted myself. That's what I got. But I am not going to just drag on because I really am just yammering. I am just yammering on. And we have been talking for 21 minutes. But I needed to get that out because I was determined I was going to record today. Not sure, like I said, I'm just letting this go as each day goes. I'm not going to commit to anything. But like I said, the consistency is more important than anything else for me. That's what's important to me right now. So just learning, getting to know me, and just figuring it all out. Like I said, this journey continues, and it continues each and every day. Every day. So if we could make us a thumbnail, even with all the stuff in the background, child, I'm in my office at home. I call this one up here the think tank. And I'm taking over my dining room downstairs, and that's why I want to create down there. Because we don't do nothing in there. We don't do nothing in there. It's pretty, but we don't do nothing in there. And the one thing that I decided, I'm getting off on another tangent, but then I'm going to try to wrap this up. What I decided is that what I don't want, and we kind of decided on that when we bought this house. We did not want rooms that's just pretty. Like a room that just kind of sit. Do y'all remember growing up, and some of y'all might even be doing that now, you just got a room that's got this furniture in there that you spent all this money on, and it's just collecting dust. You got this room with this top tier couch or this beautiful dining room furniture with this beautiful table, and you got the place settings, and you got a china cabinet or whatever you got in there in your dining room. And you don't even sit in there. You go in there and wipe the dust from the table. No, ma'am. I've decided against it. That's not what I want. It's not what we want. We turned our living room into a lounge, so that's more like our bar area. My dining room is going to be my studio. That's going to be my studio. But this is my think tank up here, child. This is where I come up here and clothes and shoes and my TV and all of that. And downstairs, I wanted to be something different. And right now it's a little cluttered, but everything, but I'm figuring it out. I'm just figuring it out. We pay the mortgage in here, so I don't have to impress anybody, and neither do you. Do whatever you want to do in your house. One of my YouTubers, I watch, Alicia, she was talking about, Alicia Geddes. She talked about how she wanted her a closet. She wanted to turn one of her rooms into a closet. So she was like, oh, you don't want to do this one in this room because blah, 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 and what if, and what if, and what if, And then it finally hit her. Girl, whether you stay in this house or not, whether you sell this house or not, trick it out. Trick that room out. Turn it into the biggest closet. She said she took one of the big bedrooms that was upstairs, and it's gorgeous. She made it wall-to-wall closet, put her a big island thing in the middle with the jewelry and stuff like that. Everything. You do what you want to do in your house. Gone are the days of what you're supposed to do. You got that mortgage. Who else's name on that loan? Who else's name? Let me know. You own you. You can do whatever you want to do with what you have. You can break all the rules, honey, because really the only rule is that you are responsible for that mortgage. That's all. You don't owe anybody else anything else. Period. Point blank, bottom line. That's it. That's all. I'm going to get ready to go because I need something to drink. I'm sitting here holding this gum in my mouth and I have gotten a bit parched. So, if you enjoyed this video, like it, give me a big thumbs up, please, ma'am. I would appreciate it. And comment below and subscribe to my channel because we are going to be talking all things 50. When I tell you all things 50. All things 50. 50 Up Club, girl. And if you really like some stuff, child, honey, I am a full-time job. By the time I deal with me, I don't have time to be worried about nobody else. I am a full-time job with overtime. Know that. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a blessed evening, okay? Have a blessed evening and be the best that you can be, honey. Give yourself permission to do whatever it is you want to when it comes down to this life, darling. I'm going to talk to y'all later.